So what are the data management? How do we do the data management, right? That is a very, very important aspect of the business of the data, because if the data is not correct, whatever analysis is there is going to be useless. You might have heard of the terms like garbage in, garbage out. Means if the data input is wrong, the decisions output will also be wrong. So data management is extremely important in today's time. So here is an infrastructure, like there is a very simple anatomy of a very overview of how the data warehouse works. So let me explain you that. So let's go backwards, right? So normally you will use the strategy marts and data marts. So what is these marts are basically, they are okay. Maybe I start from the beginning. So yeah, operational system. So basically the way to collect the data for the companies are different type of system that you're using. You may be using a marketing system, you may be using a sales, you may be using a ERP, supply chain management systems for your purchasing, logistics, or there may be some external data which you are collecting by phone calls, by video calls, by news, and to provide the information about the competition, right? Because and to give the benchmark to the company. So what they do is, so what happens next is there are some applications called ETL, which we are going to learn later. So ETL stands for extract, transform, and L is for, I forgot already. ETL. So extract, transform, and log, or I have to check later on. I forgot already now. I will let you know. So these applications, what they do is they sort the data. Where sometimes the data is not the same. So how many times you have encountered that the customer name in your marketing system, in your CRM, is different from your billing system, which is maybe your sales system, and it's different in your finance system, right? So maybe let's say Amazon company, right? So in your marketing system, if you're selling to Amazon, you may be just saying Amazon. In your sales, because this a billing system, you may be using Amazon Inc. And in the computer, in your finance system, you may be using the same company as Amazon Inc. Private Limited or Amazon Private Limited, right? So this is same customer, but three different profiles in three different systems. So what are you going to do? When you are putting into a data warehouse, you cannot actually combine the data, right? Because they are having a different name. So one job of ETL is to combine this data, so that and match the data between the marketing, the sales, and the finance, or all the systems that you are collecting, and put it into a data warehouse. So there is an integration layer where you are processing all this information. It can be a staging area, you can call it a waiting area, where the data is lying to be sorted, to be corrected, to be integrated, so that one is only one type of data. There is no duplication, there is no missing data, there is no wrong data into that. So we will be learning later what they do at the integration layer. The next process is the putting it to the data vault. So that is called the data warehouse. So example, like the bank, right? There are many peoples who have saving accounts with the bank. So you are having a transaction with the bank, and you are depositing your money into different saving banks. So what the bank is doing, they are putting all the money into their vault, right? All the money is going into the vault, their locker. So that is the data warehouse. Everything is going into that vault. And that vault, when you want to withdraw money from there, from this particular vault, the bank is giving money to other purpose. So the same way, the systems, when is called data vault, the data is stored here now, and then it will be analyzed by the OLTPs and put into data mart. So the mart means the whole data is going to be split into multiple small sections and will be given to the data mart. So the data mart can be by department, maybe is like, for example, because you don't want to give the access to entire database to every single employee. Salesperson, he don't need to know the finance data, right? And finance person, he don't need to know the CRM data. the HR person don't need to know the CRM data or sales data. So what you basically do is, in data marts, we create data which is necessary for each and every particular department, and we create like windows, right? So that you are able to access only the data which is necessary for you. You don't have an access to the entire data vault, but you will get access to only what do you need basically. So take it an example of when you go to a city mart or you go to a superstore, there is one layer for cereals, one layer for milk products, one layer for cleaning products, right? So in the same way, the data vault is organized into marts, so that small mini marts, so that you are able to get the information specific to your requirements, right? Then there are sometimes strategic marts, sometimes, not every time, not every system has strategic mart. So strategic mart is a combination of data marts, which is, let's say for example, a board of director, he is interested in all type of information. He is interested in HR, he is interested in sales, he is interested in the marketing, in the CRM, every type of information. So basically what we do now is we make specific to those decision makers what information they need. So you have already understood when you were charting out the decisions that they need to make. For example, customer related balance scorecard. So what kind of information is required if you, let's say, want to understand what is my performance compared to the competition. So you need competition data, benchmarking, you need finance data, benchmarking, which is coming from the finance data mart. You need some sales data, which is coming from the sales data mart. You may need number of customers in that particular dashboard. So basically you are getting a mix of all the data. So you can consider that as a small family mart, which is having all the data for all the products from different markets, but specific to the localized need. So it's not like if there are people who are not buying the imported goods, the mini mart or the strategic mart will not have the data which is not required there. So this is the overview of the data warehouse. This is how it looks.